Welcome to another episode of Blessings Astrology. Keep in mind that every time you watch this, it's always about finding the gift in something, even the shitty stuff. I wanted to kind of put this as a surprise, but it's not going to work because the theme is on one specific thing. It's Saturn. So Saturn, instead of being like this with Saturn, put a smile on your face and say, "Hello Saturn, hello limits, welcome." Right? That's why we have doors as well. The doors are limits, housing. Still kind of a Cancer thing, but or moon thing, but still. Okay, so as I was recording, I realized there's not a space on this phone. It was a cheap phone I got from my parents. Okay, so I need to check key, and I need all the keys here. Keys. So I'll let this video run its course, and I'll just let record. So Saturn is, as you may already know, Saturn is conservation. Saturn is kind of like the moon because it's the planet of Cancer, which is sort of a Capricorn thing. But Saturn is conservation. Saturn is limitations, boundaries, karma as well. Meaning karma is in like where you need to stop and see where you need to go, where things need to be. Because sometimes, it's like you have to learn your lesson. Karma is like that, teaches you. So same with Saturn. Saturn teaches us to reserve a bit, hold back, and say, what do I need to do? Like, for example, like when you've been getting sick and you have to learn from it, karma. Saturn is going to teach you. Saturn actually rules the bones, particularly like, I think it's, the bones or something. But anyways, the point is that Saturn is there to create some sort of, it's a teacher, like basically, it's like the old wise man. The Capricorn is more like the hermit sort of thing. But so Saturn in the signs is starting with Aries, so there's a limitation to power. There's a conservation of power, or I guess power, conservation of what needs, like sort of that aggressiveness, sort of emotions that have to do with anger. It conserves and prevents us from becoming like crazy and like daredevilish, right? And also, in a way, it also prevents. It's a limitation towards being over curious, being over adventurous, being over like that fiery energy that Aries is, right? So it kind of pulls it back and said, no, you need to kind of temper yourself down. So, and then it goes into Taurus, which kind of works well actually because Taurus is very slow. So Saturn works well here because it's not an exaltation. It's not, it's just, it works well with Taurus because it is Earth. However, Taurus is always usually about pleasure and sensuality and all those things. And Saturn says, well, sometimes, you can't always have pleasure. You can't always just be lazy. You can't always just, not lazy, you can't always just wait for things to be kind of like go your way. It also means probably like you have limitations on being stubborn. So kind of maybe it also kind of, in a way, sort of liberates us from being too, like, just like, stubborn, like this is my way kind of thing. There's other ways. You have to be open to change. In this case, Saturn kind of behaves a bit like Uranus. But by the way, Saturn is also about having faith. faith. There's also a sort of unspoken faith about Saturn. Saturn is that belief that when you work hard at something and you have discipline, all that stuff, then you work through those and say, well, let's see where it goes from here. Yeah. So, and then Saturn in Gemini is limitations to communication, limitations to also that sort of like youthfulness, sort of, it also means that you have, it's also kind of like a third house where you have trouble communicating with others. There's a sort of an awkwardness as well because it pulls you back. It's almost like retrograde Saturn, but not really. So communication, but also something that maybe also to do with siblings, but definitely communication. Uh, uh, what else is there? Kind of indecisiveness. You have to kind of learn how to be more decisive. And then Saturn into Cancer is definitely like a limitation of emotions. Saturn is limitations of and probably like conservation and trouble, probably like not trouble, but like problems. So if you want to see things from a very positive view, right? So, okay, so I'm just looking for plastics that will help me pick up some of that. Because there's cat poop sometimes outside. Okay, this will work. So, anyways, Saturn, so family as well. It's also not only emotions, but like it kind of grounds you in a way. It kind of works the same way for like Moon, people with Moon and Capricorn. There's a similarity, but in this case, Saturn behaves like it's the way Cancer colors Saturn here is in a way to make it sort of a little softer, but at the same time more conserved. That's the word for that. But so here we go. I'm gonna go into. Okay. Now, so you see the grass out there? It's kind of growing. I have to keep it trim. It's like a hair thing. I don't want to expose this out too much here, but I want to just show you how it is. I'm going to mow the lawn. I'm actually going to put this here for a bit, and I'm going to see if I can show you how it is. So when I'm mowing the lawn, as you'll see what it is. You know what? Maybe I'll just take you out. I want to wear my shoes. So Saturn, and then Saturn into Leo is definitely like it's your vitality, your childlikeness, your inner self, your inner child, your curiosity, creativity. Definitely, there's a limit to that as well. So this is very Saturnian of mine using chlorine, and I'm gonna close the door here. See, locking is a sort of Saturnian thing. That's the moon, but also sort of that kind of thing. So there's construction going on here. And I'm actually going to put this here. The good thing I sprayed myself with mosquito repellent. A little bit. So you can see, sort of, I don't know if you can see. I can't really see. So this is a door to. You can hear me, but you can't. garage, sorry. Tool shed. So I'm gonna take this out. This bag is like for waste. Stuff that I've had. I'll show you the mug. Now we have to plug this in. So here's a long one. I'm gonna move on. But in any case, I'm gonna cut this video short. I'm gonna show you the aftermath, what happens, what it looks like once it's cleaned. So that's a very Virgo thing. In any case, I'm gonna shut this off. I'm gonna see you guys inside. I'm gonna close this. Very sunny outside. I'm gonna take it slow because it's sunny and I get affected by heat. So I locked the door. So see you guys inside. I'm going to close this and I'm going to close this and I'm going to close this. I get distracted easily. So I'm going to